What is going on, everyone? Psych Perspectives Geoflux, and I'm outside doing yard work. And I just want to say it's a blessing, it's a privilege, it's just such good energy being outside. You know, being outside, not inside of a building, not behind a computer screen, not just like you're using your physical body if you can, if you have the capability to move and move your body and sweat and just smell the fresh air. Well, whatever type of fresh air you can really get, because you know, in this country you could be breathing in all kinds of toxins and pollutants. But if you are able to get some fresh air, because you hear that? That's the trees. That's the trees. So like, it's just nice and calming, you know, and I'm just outside doing yard work, and this is what I chose to do on my Memorial Day. And for me, well, let's talk about this 3-day weekend. This 3-day weekend was really nice. It's one of the reasons why I personally think we should switch to a 3-day weekend, 4-day work week, and still keep it at 40 hours a week, or make it 35 hours to 40 hours a week, you know. But anyways, I think it would be dope if we made this an everyday thing, because even now, everybody doesn't get to have Memorial Day off. Everybody doesn't get to have holidays off. Everybody doesn't get to have weekends. Everybody doesn't get to have consecutive days off, I should say, or the weekend off, right? There's people who work 7 days straight. There's people that work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours. You got people doing doubles. You got people doing 24-hour shifts. You got a lot of crazy work schedules and setups going on. And a lot of us are just overworked, right? So the way I spent this 3-day weekend was, first of all, my job allowed us to get out early, which was a blessing and a privilege, right? Because yes, I complain about the low wages. Lord knows the low wages. But I'm also recognizing the positives, the goods about my job. So like, we were allowed to get out a half a day early. So we all got to leave, you know, you could leave at 12. I left closer to 1 because I was still finishing up a few things, but then I went on and left. You know, I was able to chill, spend time with family, with some of my good friends. Went on a date. Like, what? Me going on dates? What? Did yard work, barbecued. I grilled yesterday for 3.5 hours. I even made the macaroni and cheese, following my mom's recipe. And you know, I'm always talking about narcissistic households, families, relationships, people, behaviors. I also want to be, you know, transparent. Every day is not a bad day, and I think a lot of people kind of realize that in these toxic relationships or situations, or narcissistic relationship situations, or just dealing with people in general. Every day is not going to be a good day. However, it should not be a common scenario of toxicity. So that I do recognize. But like, yesterday was pretty decent. I mean, we had one little outburst, you know, where Granny got, you know how when you walk in, she instantly has to start directing traffic and barking down orders, and you can't even get your, you know, foot all the way in. But that's just how she is, right? Like, I've come to that realization. I'm not saying this to justify the behavior, but now that I know what I know about narcissism, and or just dealing with people who are toxic, or people who just have their own trauma, and instead of working on self, they're just projecting, you know. But anyways, so I now know how to deal with that. So like when she did it, you know, she did her yell and it was real brief and I didn't respond. I didn't say anything. I just continued to start getting the food ready and everything, getting everything together. My mom continued to do, she started marinating the ribs, and then I proceeded to go out on the deck and get the grill ready, clean it out, sanitize it, wipe it down, let it dry, get the charcoal in there, get them going, get them charcoaled over, let them ash over, and throw that meat on the grill. So I was doing that for 3.5 hours. Now, mind you, the day before, which would have been Saturday, so Saturday, the day before, you know, this is why I appreciate a 3-day weekend, because you really get that rest. And that 3-day weekend with a half-day Friday, like, you really get that rest. Like, you feel rejuvenated. Like right now, you know, it's Monday, it's Memorial Day, and you know why we have it, right? You know, you think about the people who have died, whether it's in the military, in war, at home, in your family, in your colleagues, in your community. You honor those, you honor their memories, you know, and especially pertaining in the Black community. You know, a lot of us know on Memorial Day, you know, we have cookouts. That's why I barbecued yesterday. But a lot of times for us, it's a Memorial Day. We'll go and we'll clean and sweep off, get the leaves, get the weeds up from around the grave sites at the cemetery. You sweep it down, you clean it down. You might go there and put flowers or memorabilia to remember you of that person. Some people have liquor and they pour out. Some people will just sit there, you know, and have that moment with that loved one, you know. And then after that, you have the cookout with those that are living, and like you're just celebrating family. You know, you're together, you're listening to music. And I think about that, you know, so I try to continue to do these barbecues and grilling because I know that that's something that my mom and granny enjoy, my uncle enjoy, my family enjoy. That's the one thing that, you know, we bond on, and it's been hard for everybody. You know, we lost 10 family members between between May of 2020 and April of 2021. And we don't have those cookouts anymore, you know. So it's you know, so I try to do those. So that was my 4th time grilling for the year. Because I grilled Easter, I grilled Mother's Day, I grilled when I went camping, and I grilled Memorial Day. And Juneteenth is coming up, and I'm hoping to have Juneteenth at my place because I always end up going over Granny's to do the grilling and everything, but I would like everyone to come here. But anyways, so I was able to do that. But the day before I got my granny, you know, all of her mulch, because, you know, really big on keeping the house looking nice outside and indoors, really big on that, you know, and just in general, keeping your neighborhood clean, you know, doing neighborhood cleanups, helping your neighbor with their lawn or what have you. Just, you want to it makes your house look nice, it makes the area look nice, it makes your community, your neighborhood look nice. So anyways, I got all the mulch, 15 bags of red Vigoro mulch. Got 3 hanging baskets. Things are so expensive. Like, hanging baskets, they used to be $10. It's $18.88. You feel me? And I'm just sitting over here like, wait a minute. And then like with Granny, she likes her name brand stuff, which to me, mulch is mulch, but you know, to each his own. I'm cheap, so you feel me? I'm gonna get the cheapest one, because there was one where it was like 5 for $10, and of course the ones that she got is Vigoro. It's a name brand, brand of mulch. So of course it wasn't the 5 for $10. So anyways, that was rather, then I bought some more lawn equipment, some fertilizer. everything is just very expensive, and we understand why. Supply chain issues, worker shortages, labor shortages, COVID-19 killing, millions of people so quickly within 2 years. Now we've got all these other issues as well going on. So many things are happening, and then like people not being paid living wages. Oh my God. So I get why we're having issues, why everything, we have the war that's going on in Ukraine, but keep in mind there's war everywhere. Because while we talk about Ukraine, I really also want us to talk about Ukraine and also talk about what's going on in Palestine. Free Palestine, okay? Like there's a war going on over there and has been going on. And unfortunately, the USA is basically supporting the war, which they do all the time with all various different wars and countries, it seems like. And then with everyone's tax dollars, and then what do we get? Our veterans are on the street, homeless. Our veterans are suffering with severe trauma, PTSD, CPTSD, other mental health issues, physical health issues, going through hell. Families are destroyed, communities are destroyed, and not just here in this country, but where the wars take place across the world in different countries and continents. Everyone gets impacted. But anyways, we get why it's expensive. So we did all that. Then I dropped everything off, stacked everything up. I already got her hanging basket hooks outside for them so I could have them ready when I came back over Sunday. When I was grilling, I set them up. So that was good. Washed the car, got filled it up. Gas is still ridiculous. The car was on a quarter of tank. It was still $50 to fill it back up. Like, so you really got to be conscientious about where you're going. And it's a privilege. It's a privilege in the first place to even be able to have a car, to have transportation, to have a vehicle, or to have access to someone who has a car or transportation. It's a privilege in itself. And then when you look at the gas, man, like, I don't know how any of us is going to be continuing with this mess with the gas. But anyways, so then, I decided that I was going to go on a date. And the way I went about, doing that was kind of like, because I don't normally do that. You feel me? Like, whew. But with this particular individual person, like they're always like cooking dinner and doing stuff, and like they always do stuff and like making drinks, and then like we did hang out Cinco de Mayo, and that was really dope. So I was like, let me do something right here, right? So anyways, we go out to eat. Mind you, I'm still wearing my mask. I mean, I keep mask in the glove compartment on the side, the side of your door. I keep mask in my work, like, laptop case thing that I take with me. I keep them everywhere because you never know. Like, I don't care, Now outside, like if I'm outside and I'm not around a bunch of people and there's enough amount of space, which for me, I would prefer 6 feet plus. So like this amount of space, I'm not gonna have my mask on, right? If I'm eating, obviously I'm not gonna have my mask on. If I'm drinking, obviously I'm not gonna have my mask on. But when I can have my mask on, I have my mask on. So, anyways, we went out to eat in my hometown and went to this place, and it was in downtown in my hometown. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been out in Flint like that since like 2018, so it's really been a minute. It's so like it was crazy, like culture shock. Like gentrification is real, and at the same time there are positives about things coming and being updated. The problem ultimately is the simple fact, in my opinion, the problem is the fact that when people come back with more wealth, they have more money, they have more assets, they have more money, they have more assets, they have more income, right? And they buy up places, homes, properties, land, etc., for dirt cheap in comparison to the income that they make. They end up pushing people that were always here, natives, if you will, natives of the area, get forced out because they can't afford the rising cost to live here, and that's the problem. You should be able to come here and build with community, but that's just it. With community, you can include the people that are from here, that are already here, so everybody can actually grow and prosper, and no one has to be displaced. You know what I mean? These things can happen. We don't have to constantly repeat history. But anyways, so we went downtown, and it was like, this place was amazing. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, not me. Like, because I heard about it from my coworkers, my colleagues. They always want to go too, because basically it's almost like Urban Outfitters meets Abercrombie and Fitch. So basically it's gentry. It's very gentrification, and at the same time it's also very like multicultural, inclusive, because like even in the bathrooms it says all genders. So you know me as a person of trans experience, trans man here, and queer. Hey, LGBTQ plus, what's good? Hey, obviously I'm gonna like that. So and then the music, they had DJs outside, you know, playing, and then they had their own music inside. So it's like a Mexican canceria, like Tex-Mex type setup. So we had tacos, and then we had drinks. Now dating, you know, and I know everyone's gonna be like, you know, everyone has their own price set up. But I would tell you what, when you're dating, I just feel like it's expensive. But it's like one of those things where it's like, it's not like I don't know. I feel like if you like a person and you're vibing, you feel like things are reciprocated, you're putting forth effort, they're putting forth effort, or you feel like you want to do that, I don't see anything wrong with taking people out on dates, buying people things, you know, and you know what I mean, within reason to your budget. You don't have to go out of pocket to show love, care, or, you know, appreciation or reciprocation. But anyway, so we went, and what was it? 6 tacos, 2 drinks. It was like $51. And I was like, okay, you know, this is pretty, you know. But then I thought about it. And then this is what's about to be our code. Meanwhile, when you go to the damn grocery store and you go to buy the ingredients to make a meal, because you could cook at home, right? Because I do cook at home a lot. Obviously, I grill. You see, I actually like cooking. But when you go to the grocery store, $51 ain't gonna get you shit if you trying to make a decent meal. Say you trying to make lasagna, or chicken Alfredo, or steak and shrimp with potato. Like, say you really, you know, going out there, you making salmon, asparagus, you know, rice, butternut squash, something like that, and then you pair it with some nice wine, or, you know, a nice bourbon or something. It's gonna cost you well over $51 at the grocery store. I can pretty much guarantee you that right now. And that's why I be sitting back like, yes, it was expensive, or it was rather high because for it to be in downtown Flint, yeah. I ain't even gonna sit up and lie. Yeah, that it was almost like it felt like we was in Detroit. I'm like, what? So I'm thinking if that's how it is here, Detroit must be like $70-$80 down there to do the same thing. But anyways, I recognize that that's a privilege and a blessing to be able to pay for that and afford that. And also just, I felt good, being able to pick a good spot. And then the other cool part about this place is that it's connected to a speakeasy. Yes, there's a speakeasy in downtown, in my hometown. And so we went over there. Now this is what's out cold. The drinks, I think, we got 4 drinks. So we was lit. We got 4 drinks. And the drinks there, why was the drinks in the speakeasy basically the same price, if not more, than the whole 6 tacos and the drinks at the actual restaurant part? I was like, so yeah, if you're going on dates, yeah, it's gonna be over $100 if you're going out, at least in my area. Now, and that's just, I think that's probably more so like the average, because I'm quite, let's be honest, there's so many other places to go that's way cheaper, cost way less, more affordable, not as high. And then there's places like that where it's a good time, you having a good time, you having good drinks, good music, good food, you laughing, you vibing, you downtown. Hey, so it's a privilege and a blessing to be able to do that. And what was so dope of how we did it was, he took care of the drinks at the speakeasy. Do you see? And y'all, here's the problem, because I already know people gonna be in this like, what? See, that's what I love about being queer. Okay, that's what I love about being gay, queer. And Pride Month is coming up. Okay. But what I love about it is we're not hooked up on these gender roles, and nobody's sitting up talking about I paid for such and such, so you gotta pay, or I shouldn't have to pay for blah blah blah, and you shouldn't. Blah, blah. It's called reciprocation, and like you're both paying for each other and doing things together. So like, what's the big deal? And then also, things are expensive for everybody. Now granted, if you can do all of it, shit, more power to you. What a blessing. You know what I mean? What a privilege. What an honor. And then like I said, a lot of us have, so it was just dope. Anyways, we had a good time, smoked some good weed, listened to good music, had some good drinks, and I mean, just good vibe. So for me, it was like, okay, that was a successful thing. And that was like my first like legitimate date in like forever. No, I've been on like stuff, but it wasn't with, and I know this is gonna sound like really mean, or like, yeah, mean. I've been on things, but it was with people that I wasn't really vibing with, wasn't really attracted to. So I kind of think it was just more of a, okay, this is what we do, so you take people on dates type thing. So where this one was like, yeah, this is really dope. So that's what I did. And then today, I've been like just getting all of this dry grass up, and I'm gonna sweep it in that big old pile. And I gotta run a hose back here, and I gotta put sprinkler back here, and then I'm gonna put some fertilizer. But I don't need it as much as I need it in the front, so I'm not putting that much back here. So that's what I've been doing. And then like I said, yesterday I grilled all day. I mean, I threw down. We had ribs, jalapeno brats, beer brats, Polish sausage, burgers, shrimp, macaroni and cheese. I made that. Potato salad my mom made. Side salad. Shit. We threw down 3.5 hours doing that, and I loved it. Labor of love. And then I'm out here doing yard work. Labor of love for community, for environment, for home, for self. And it's also like a chore. I mean, let's just be real. This is a lot. But it's a good workout, and I'm out in the sun, and I absolutely am enjoying myself. I wish the next door neighbor's dog would shut up. Anyways, so I'm going to get back to doing this. But that right there is why I think 3-day weekends are dope. Because, like, you have time to do what you need to do. And then, too, if you have a weekday off, for a lot of us, it would help tremendously because we could plan our doctor's appointments, our dentist appointments, special appointments that we need to attend to. We could plan them on that one weekday that we have off. Then we don't have to be using up our PTO to go to doctor's appointments or dentist appointments or whatever. It's just something to think about. And then, too, people would be more well-rested. Because, like, technically today is Monday. You're supposed to be at work. So, actually, today basically became Sunday. You see, and now you feel like, well, shit, I got a lot done. If you're able to get these days off. Because, again, it's a privilege and a blessing to be able to have holidays off or have a weekend or consecutive days off, or any day off, right? So, but those of us that have had the opportunity to, like, I just want to say it's a privilege and a blessing, but it's also something that I think everyone should have access to. Everyone deserves break. It's time for self, rest, So, anyways, and then, like, again, and some can say, is it really a break? Because, like, technically you're not at your job, but you're still doing work. You know what I mean? Which is true. But you're doing work that you want to do more so. And then that's just it. I think, too, if we move towards having 3-day weekends, a lot of this stuff would already have been done. And I wouldn't have to wait for a holiday or a 3-day weekend or a day off or whatever to do it. Because it would just be a normal thing. You see what I'm saying? So who knows? But I think we all deserve that. And sending everybody love and positive energy. Healing energy, because it's a lot going on, and this Memorial Day is very sad, for various reasons. I mean, it's always something to think about life and death and people who have passed on and people who served countries and wars and what have you, and people that are no longer here in general, and I keep thinking about those kids. 19 children, 2 adults. Murdered, slaughtered. I think about the people in the Tops supermarket, grocery store, minding their business, shopping, grocery shopping, and they're slaughtered, murdered, gunned down. I think about all the people that, have passed from COVID-19 and gun violence and poverty and just everything, So I'm not saying that, you have a 3-day weekend because it's a holiday, but you do also honor and respect the reason why this is a holiday, right? That's my gist. And let's finish this. I'm out.